And we're live.
All right. Welcome back, everybody.
Yo.
Top-down perspective.
Bow, 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 bow.
We did it. We managed to put it together.
Yep. We're here.
Right, almost like 1 minute early. This is some good timing right here.
Yeah.
I like it. How you doing, Paul?
My hell is almost over. This is the last week of basically working two jobs. Training for one job and then going to work right after. So essentially working two jobs. And then it goes back to normal. And I can breathe. It's almost done.
Nice.
Yeah.
Happy to hear it. Good for you.
Exhausted, though.
I bet. Yeah. One job is hard enough, for sure.
Yeah.
No John this week. I think he started his vacation today, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I think that's right. Yep.
So, John will be gone for a couple weeks there.
Yep.
On my front, nothing a whole lot that is new.
You're getting ready for your big trip soon.
Yeah, but I'll be here next week, so it's not. This isn't the last episode. But yes, I do leave. In a week. I got 7 days left stateside.
Have you decided what your gaming situation is going to be, if at all, any?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm definitely bringing games because I'm gonna have 3 flights within India, plus my flights
to
there and from India, and I'm gonna have some like hour-long car rides,
some crazy
around,
layovers and stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely am bringing. So I'm bringing the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing the Switch.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I wasn't sure about the Switch, but then when Splatoon 3 won TDP Plus, which everyone should check out TDP Plus next month if they want to hear us talk about Splatoon 3. And I was like, well, I now need to bring the game so I can play some of it.
Yeah.
I also do want to finally wrap up Pokemon Legends in time for the next Pokemon, which is November.
2 months from now? Yeah.
I think it's a little under 2 months, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Steam Deck, because I got a bunch of games downloaded for that. That's just too exciting. So
sure,
be good. Yeah, and then I'll have my phone, so I got some mobile games put on there.
Yeah, as
well. I'm trying to start not watching some TV shows so that I can
backlog those. Yep.
I did start Andor though. Did you watch any Andor?
No, I'm still catching up on stuff I am already watching currently. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I just watched the first episode. I might hold off on the other ones. They put out 3 yesterday.
Right. People are saying some good stuff about it, which is interesting to me because I didn't know how that was going to be received. So I'm intrigued.
I liked the 1 episode I watched, so I'll probably save the next 2 and next week's for my flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's my plan.
Cool.
Sure. I will say though, I went to the movie theater last weekend. Surprise, surprise.
Okay.
I saw The Woman King.
Yes.
And it was fantastic. Holy smokes.
That's good.
I kind of went in, I'd seen the trailers, and around this time of year, anything that's getting a trailer is for a bad movie.
Sure.
August is not good, so it's usually just kind of like a dumping ground of middling horror movies that couldn't get a slot in October.
Oh, sure. Yep.
And so, I'd seen that trailer and I was like, okay, well, who knows? It's coming out now. It's probably not that good. But then the reviews hit 95s on Rotten Tomato. So I was like, wow, I definitely got to go see this. One of my favorite of the year, easily. I had such a good time at that movie.
Cool.
2 thumbs up. Definitely recommend The Woman King.
Nice.
All right, should we do it? Anything else from you?
No, nothing else.
Let's do it. Okay, top-down perspective, September 22nd. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
What have you been playing?
The big one for me in the middle of hell is Metal Hellsinger. I played through that, and that was just such a treat. That's one of my favorite games of the year, easily.
You're done?
Yeah, that's like a 3-hour game.
Oh, okay. I've played through the first level.
Okay, so you don't like it then? Or was it just a weird time constraint thing?
it's a weird time constraint.
Yeah.
I am struggling. I feel like, and I'm not bad at rhythm games, but I feel like I am just like not getting these combos very well.
It's weird. Also, the thing that you have to kind of follow is kind of hard to see, in my opinion. Though, like, it's around your reticle. There's these two, I mean, it is part of the reticle. There's like two little things right beside like where you would shoot, right? Like where you would aim. And that's where the beat thing goes into. And after about an hour, it became like second nature, kind of looking at that thing more and kind of finding the rhythm. The thing about metal music sometimes, though, is sometimes that drum goes crazy and it's hard to find the beat if you've lost it in the middle of like some badass solo or something going on. That's my biggest issue with the game. I was thinking, we get asked every now and then that question about flow state or whatever, flow state games. 100% it's this is one of those where things are going great until you flub a note, then your multiplier goes down, which means your damage goes down, which means it's harder to find your footing, and the music gets softer, and like it just goes to shit. Everything goes bad.
Like let's take a quick step back. For those who don't know what Metal Hellsinger is, it's basically like a boomer shooter. However, there's a key element of a rhythm game in there where there is metal music playing, and if you shoot on the beat, your combo will go up. And as your combo goes past certain thresholds of like ×4, ×8, ×16, it will add in more tracks of the song. So on like, if you're doing nothing, it's just kind of like a drum beat, like a low key kind of drum
with
beat.
Like a bass line or something. Yeah, very subdued. Then they'll start adding in like the guitars, and then if you get all the way up to ×16, that's when like the vocals kick in. So, you know, not only will the music sound better and more badass, but like Paul said, you'll also do more damage. You know, I'm not having an issue with like having to pay attention to the reticle. Theoretically, that reticle timer there is only for if you have an issue with like hearing the beat. Sure.
So like, so I can hear the beat, and I'm even like going out of my way to like, okay, I'm gonna tap my foot and nod my head so I know when this beat is.
Okay.
Like, and I still just feel like I am screwing up so much. I might have to take another look at the like the audio latency stuff.
The problem is that reticle is important because that's where the beat is in the game. So if that's off with the audio, you're always going to fail.
Right.
So those have to be perfectly in sync.
I don't think it is off, but then again, maybe I'm not paying enough attention because I'm in the middle of a fight. Like, it's a hard game. I'm in the middle of a fight, and I'm just not like sitting there and watching it. So I might do another set of the audio latency stuff just to see if it changes anything.
Sure.
Alternatively, I might just turn like the difficulty down just to kind of get through more of it, because right now, like, it just feels like I am just playing so poorly that I just do not have like the draw to keep pushing through it.
Sure. Yeah. This is one of the best games of the year, 100%. I like the music. I like this type of game. I'm the exact middle of the Venn diagram for this.
Okay. Yeah. I played this back at Summer Games Fest.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's always weird to play like a rhythm game on a convention show floor because everything's so loud. And I mean, you do have headphones on, but like this is a game that you want to like pay attention to. Like, I'm having hard enough time getting the beats down in my quiet living room.
Sure, yeah.
But it's cool. In each level, you get like new weapons. You start with like a sword and the equivalent of a pistol, but it's like a laser skull or something.
Oh yeah, it's like a shotgun, but not like the double barrel type shotgun. Like no,
because you do get a shotgun later. Like, this one is just like a single fire, and you can shoot it fast, and it's pretty easy to like stay on beat with it.
Yeah,
whereas
like a heavy pistol or something. Yeah.
The shotgun's a bit harder because like I don't think the skull has to reload.
The skull doesn't have to reload. No.
Yeah, exactly. So because when you get the shotgun, you only have a certain number of ammo, and then when you reload, there is a Gears of War style reload faster thing that you also have to do on the beat. So it's like adding another thing.
Yeah.
You can just kind of ignore it, but it's like that reload takes a while. And they send so many enemies at you.
And yeah, you want that to keep your combo up too, and to you want to try to get the perfect reload if you can. And
what
it
is
is
nice
weird.
is you won't lose your combo immediately upon missing a note or something like that. It
Yeah.
is like a time. You'll see it like going down before it'll drop the threshold. So you do have some wiggle room. It's not just like, oh, you missed once,
Yeah.
we're gonna dock you already. So that's nice. But I still feel like I'm like never hearing the vocals unless I pick up like the immediate times 16 multiplier, and then I get like 10 seconds of badass before I fuck it up.
Sure. Yeah, it must be a weird desync of some sort. So I'm sure you'll get it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, I might just be bad at it. Who knows? But I have a history with rhythm games. I feel like I'm not that bad with timing.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. And as far as rhythm games go, like you said, I think this is pretty. Not easy is not the word. It's pretty lenient on a lot of the actual rhythm part. As long as you're in the ballpark, you're generally going to be okay. It does kind of feel shitty though once you start going down and things are just sounding worse and feeling worse. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't. I mean, I guess technically yes, it is worse. I don't think it ever sounds bad.
No, it
Even like on the
does.
low,
Your
the music
gun,
is fine.
the music's fine. Your guns sound shittier. They sound like garbage when they're at the base level, which is kind of funny
Oh,
as
did the
well.
gun sounds change? I didn't notice
They
that.
sound like muffled of some or something like worse.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But yes, the music always is pretty okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this game is fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. It's a little too short for me. It's one of those situations where I'm just like, I wish I was only halfway done, not fully done, because this is so awesome. But yeah, I'm excited to
Well,
see
it seems
more.
like they're trying to put in a bunch of replayability because there's like challenges,
Yeah,
like modifiers that you can put onto each stage.
yeah, and they're adding in the ability for people to like make their own levels and stuff with their own soundtracks at some point,
Oh,
which
okay.
sounds interesting. We'll have to
Sure.
see what happens there, but yeah.
I mean, they got to get the Metal Hellsinger trombone champ crossover going.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Metal Hellsinger's on Game Pass as well.
Yeah, that's
Just a
where I
heads
played
up
it.
to people. Yep.
Yep. That's it for me.
Other than that, another Game Pass one. I played some Spider Heck today.
Okay.
A game that that came into my scope at PAX West this year. This is a platform fighter where you play as a spider against either waves of AI or just against other human characters. The unique thing is, as a spider, you can shoot a web, so you can you basically have a grappling hook at all times that you can just zip around the stage. So the movement is very fun. But the stages are also like surrounded with lava, so you can't just go like anywhere or drop too low or go too high. So like the stages are pretty dangerous. And at the same time, there are just weapons spawning, and this is how you kill the other people. And the weapons would be like a rocket launcher or a double-sided lightsaber. So you're just like zipping around with like a laser sword, and if you touch someone, they immediately die. But if they also have like a laser sword and both of yours, it'll like clash together and you'll both get knocked back. There's a lot of knockback to the guns. So you're just constantly flinging around, and it is a ton of fun.
Cool.
I was happy to say the online worked great. People could just jump in, jump out, which was pretty awesome. I wish you could have more than like 4 people, because I think but it was already pretty crazy, especially when you can set up a lobby with a bunch of modifiers, and the
Oh.
modifiers can be stuff like explosions are bigger, or the gun knockback's even stronger, or the swords are just longer or wider or bigger. So and not only can you turn those on, but you can turn them on +1. So you can be like, oh, I
Oh,
want
weird.
this, but I want this a little bit more of this. So I pretty much turned everything on, and it was just nonsense. Like, our jumps were faster and stronger, and we were and all I could imagine is people just like jumping in halfway through these like matches and being like, what the fuck is this? And we're just flinging around, and half the time the screen is just fully shaking. I didn't even know if I was alive. So it is some extremely dumb fun.
Cool.
And there's so many different stages, like it'll just cycle through them until whoever gets the number of wins needed. I played like, I must have played close to 40 rounds, and I think I saw like at least 30 different stages. So
Oh
that's pretty
man.
great. Yeah. No. I mean, the stages aren't that complex. They just need to
Yeah.
like make some circles,
Yeah,
and
they
then
look
now you're
like
zipping around it.
vectors.
Like, yeah, everything is all kind of vector graphics and 2D line art.
Hmm.
Um, but I think it's great. I would love to see some like high level play, because some of the like aerial maneuvers that you can pull off is fun, and it's great just like picking up a lightsaber and like throwing it across the screen. That's fun too, as opposed to like going over there and yeah, there's jump pads. Again, this is Spider Heck and also a Game Pass game.
Cool. Yeah.
I've been playing a game called No Place for Bravery.
Oh yeah, I played this too actually. Not enough to really talk about it though.
Yeah, this just came out. I've had it for a couple of weeks now. This was one of the games I checked out at PAX West, like through appointment and stuff like that. So it's been on my radar for a bit, and it was one of my favorite games that I played there.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
This is a real. I think this game is like some really nice looking pixel art. It's
Yeah.
very similar to like Hyper Light Drifter in its aesthetic, except less neon purple. Sorry, pink.
Yeah.
There's also not much neon purple for what it's worth. Um, but it's like some very methodical, slow-paced kind of combat. It can get pretty punishing. You need to be ready with your dodges and your parries. But the moves you have are pretty enjoyable. It's pretty much like a hack and slash, but on the slower end of it as you traverse this horrible wasteland world. Um, I'm playing it on the Steam Deck, which is really great. Runs nicely there. There's more weapons you get. You get a hammer pretty early on. That's definitely a slower attack, but you just do so much like staggering damage to some bosses that it can be like key for that. Um, as a sword player though, I kind of just stick with the sword, and you get a dash swipe attack pretty early on that I'm a big fan of. But it is definitely hard, so you will die a lot. But I recommend it quite a bit. I've been enjoying it for quite a while now. And then what I've been playing this last week, uh, which I think today's like the first day I can talk about it, is Desta: The Memories Between. I played this back at Summer Games Fest, and I got a code for it earlier last week. This
Oh,
week.
this. Yeah.
This is super
Okay.
cool. This is the next game from Us2 Games, who are the developers behind Monument Valley. This is also a Netflix joint, so the only way you're going to be able to play it is if you have a Netflix subscription. And they have said, however, they're also going to bring it to PC and Switch later this year. No date or idea when that's going to be. Now that I think about it, when it comes to the Netflix games, I'm not sure if many of those games have launched Netflix and then come out later on. So I can't even say like typically it's only a year wait or whatever. So I really don't know what the deals are there.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, for the most part, it's been like the game's already out, and now they're bringing the mobile version to Netflix. Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know. Anyway, this is a tactics fighter where you play dodgeball,
Right.
and the whole point of it is you are reliving your memories. You're in like a dream. You're in like a dream world. So whenever you like die, your character like wakes up, and then it's like try again tomorrow night or whatever, blah blah blah. And it's a roguelite, so you start all over from square one. And if you've upgraded your abilities far enough to unlock something new, that will stay with you. But if you've only upgraded them like halfway, that's not going to transfer over. So there's not a ton that actually does transfer over.
Hmm.
But you're coming across like dark versions of your friends that you had some kind of like incident in your childhood with them that you're kind of like trying to fix by throwing dodgeballs at each other in this tactics game. It's pretty fun, and what's really cool about it is the dodgeballs have like physics on them, so you can like bounce them off walls to get around obstacles if someone's hiding. You can do
Hmm.
stuff where you like pass the ball to your teammate. You can even do stuff where it's like, I'm going to try and hit multiple of them by ricocheting the ball properly between the enemies so I get to hit like two people at once. Or I'm going to make sure it bounces directly back so that I'm holding the ball again and then I can do another attack.
That's pretty
Uh,
good.
Yeah, so that's cool, and you get a lot of like cool abilities. Some of them are like anytime your character is holding a ball, you get a shield, which was super useful. But I died on that run, and it's kind of random which abilities you'll start with or which ones you'll unlock. So I haven't had that one since. But I did get this one where I can create like a clone of myself that pulls all aggro, and that thing seems to be OP. Like holy smokes. I can pretty much do anything I want because they're all focusing on this like useless doll, and I can spawn one every single turn for one action point.
Cool.
And then, the friends that you're fighting against, once you complete their chapter, they'll join you. So you go into the next chapter and you get to pick 2 friends to go with you, and they have their own set of unique abilities. One guy I have can warp around the map, which is super useful for like getting a dodgeball real easily. I can even like my current strategy is send him to get the closest ball to my opponents, and I don't have to worry about him getting ganged up on because I know one of my people is going to spawn that dummy, and then no one's going to even worry that this dude is sitting right beside them, and then I'm going to hit like 3 of them because they're all so close to each other. So that one I'm super enjoying. That one comes out next on Tuesday on the 27th.
Okay.
So if anyone has a Netflix subscription, they can play that on their phones or tablets starting next week.
Cool.
And again, that's Desta, The Memories Between, and I really recommend checking that out if you like tactics games.
Sweet.
That's all I've been playing this week.
All right.
Let's talk about some news. Some pretty big stuff happened, including like arguably the biggest video game leak that I can think of.
Yeah, it's definitely on that list. Pretty high.
Not only is this a massive leak in terms of content, but so this is Grand Theft Auto 6, which might be like one of the most anticipated games of all time.
Sure.
How big GTA 5 and GTA Online is, and this is going to be the next one. This game is going to be absolutely huge, and a leak came out earlier this week of like unprecedented proportions, showing a ton of early gameplay. It confirmed a lot of the stuff we had heard before about the male and female protagonist. It's being set in Vice City. It definitely like looked like a GTA game. It's also like there's a lot that we don't fully know is true or not. A lot of people claiming like, oh no, I'm actually the leaker. Oh no, I'm the leaker. The leaker was used to work at Rockstar. The leaker was also the one that did the Uber leak earlier that last week. So it's kind of hard to say what exactly is real and what's people just kind of jumping on this. But for a while there was someone on like the Rockstar forums basically just asking, hey, do you guys, I'm taking requests. What do you want to see from the game? And then they'll be like, I don't know, show me some like car gunplay. And then he'd post another video of that specific stuff.
Wow.
Just like they, and it also, apparently they were in talks with Rockstar to like cut a deal. I don't know if that actually happened or if Rockstar would even do that. Cause they also got like a bunch of the source code, including the source code for GTA 5. So there could be some like data leaks happening for like GTA 5 and online accounts in the future, possibly.
Oh man.
But and it also sparked kind of this what is essentially a meme now of people just talking about how awful GTA 6 looks in the state it is with and us as if you're listening to this podcast, you probably know games enough like this is not what it'll look like, and we understand games look bad until they look good.
It's like one of the last things, yeah.
But like the line I've been seeing people like tweeting is like the art is the first thing that gets done.
I mean, concept art for sure does, yes, but no.
They're talking about the
I know
the final.
they're wrong.
So I've been seeing just a bunch of developers kind of tweeting like that quote and then them showing a like work in progress version of their game and the final game.
Yeah.
I saw Unpacking do that. I saw Control do that. I saw Immortality do that.
Okay, sure.
So a bunch have kind of come out saying this stuff. it is super weird. And then, there's just dumbasses being like, well, if this is what it looks like, I'm not going to buy it. And you just know those people absolutely are going to buy it.
Yeah, for sure. Of course they are.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's weird. Yeah, people saying Cult of the Lamb did it. Horizon and Last of Us did it. Yeah, tons of people are coming out and saying it. And it is weird. I feel like it has sparked like kind of a good conversation amongst devs and critics of like just kind of reminding that like the video game industry is like weirdly secretive when it comes to their projects.
Yeah.
Like when you look at the movie industry, we know about sequels getting made years before they come out, whereas it's like a big deal when we get some press conferences and like, hey, guess what? A game that we sold 5 million copies of, we're making another one. And it's like, no shit.
Yeah, like of course you are.
Like absolutely. Like you there's absolutely no way you weren't going to do that.
Yeah, totally.
But it is still regarded as like a big like surprise. Like, well, we can't talk about it. We can't talk about them they're not gonna make another Pokemon. Like this is it. This is the big one. You should get this one because this is the big deal. Like there might never be a Pokemon game again.
Yeah. Don't wait around. Get it now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So so it is annoying that seeing like these people kind of reacting to these statements, but at the same time, like the games industry has like gone out of its way to not showcase this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And what's also annoying is like because this happened, like I'm sure Rockstar is clamping down on stuff internally, and GTA 6 probably just got pushed back a little bit, or someone's work week just got a little bit harder because they had to deal with this bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's weird. I was excited just to kind of see some information about what's going on, but I kind of knew that like, oh, this is going to like stir up shit with the dumbasses that follow games.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at some of it as like an educational because I just like seeing this stuff. I'm also the person that like watches the Hades doc and watches the Double Fine Adventure doc. Like I like seeing these processes for sure. Then there's some people that absolutely don't do that. They only ever see the finished product, and they say things like graphics are the first thing that get finished.
Yeah. People that are so stupid, it's surprising they can actually coherently put words together on Twitter.
Yeah. Weird, but yeah, also just insane to see with this one, because like Rockstar, from what I've been just hearing, is like one of the most tight-lipped developers out there when it comes to their stuff.
You know somebody's like actually just searching everybody's hard drives. They're looking for the leaker and they're gonna do shit about it for sure. This is not a good thing for them at all.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Again, I have a feeling like the leaker probably might not get hit because so many other voices have now come in and it is just beyond muffled. Like I said, there's a bunch that I'm not even sure is real or not. And it almost became like a meme.
Oh yes, the Spartacus defense. If enough people are Spartacus, then
yeah, I guess. Anyways, if you want to see some like unfinished, like, and that's the thing is like, there were some people saying this is from a 2019 build, some people saying this is from a 2020 build or a recent build. It's hard to tell what is real, but you were even seeing like code in the corners, like you were seeing what is having to like go through to do what the videos were showing. So it is definitely like just for developers.
Yeah.
But if you want to see that stuff, you can probably still find it online. I know Rockstar has been taking stuff down, but I'm sure there's still plenty of it to be looked at. I'm sure we are at least 2 years away from GTA 6 coming out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Easily. Yeah. So, yeah. Speaking of biggest games in the world, Vampire Survivors has hit 1.0 and they raised the price by $2.
Yeah.
So fuck them. Am I right?
Yeah, fuck that game. They missed. I mean, I'm mad because it should be $6.66. But
okay.
But yeah, no, I mean, good for them. This is easily still worth way more than $5. That's still a steal.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So Vampire Survivors is $5. I don't think the PC Game Pass version hit 1.0. I don't think they turned that over. I think it is still in their like early access thing.
Interesting.
Because that's the one I played the most of. So that's the one I was kind of most interested in. Is like, oh, is this one done? And didn't change. So I don't know.
Weird.
Anyways, but that game is 1.0 now. If you don't own it, yeah, you have to pay them $5.
Yeah, suckers.
EA came out and announced that EA Motive is working on an Iron Man game. This was rumored.
Fuck yeah, Anthem 2.0. Here we go. Let's do it.
Yeah, kind of like.
Yeah. I loved moving around in Anthem. It's just that gameplay was kind of meh.
Yeah, and as someone who played through the entire story of Anthem, I would like more of it. I was sitting there being like, "Come on, you guys can fix it. Let's go."
Yeah, I was a cheerleader for it, but I knew in my heart it was dead. But I wanted it to come back.
It is also kind of hard to tell if my cheering was for them to bring the game back or just so BioWare can have a win again. I'm not sure where I kind of landed there, but
I liked moving around in that. So when you say EA and Iron Man, I'm like, yes, that makes sense. Do it.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then, but you're gonna be flying around. You're not gonna be flying in anything as cool as like the planets on Anthem, because Anthem you were like flying through a waterfall to cool down and stuff. And I guess they could do some of it, but it just won't be like a weird alien planet. I don't know. This might still be interesting. This is old Dead Space team. Motive Studios brings their talent and excitement for creating fan favorite worlds for players to explore and be their own hero, with experience developing titles like Star Wars Squadrons and the upcoming Dead Space remake, which again is coming out January 27th of 2023. So this is, I guess, the game that they will work on next. I'm sure they're already working on it.
Yeah.
Single player, third person action adventure game starring Iron Man. I played the Iron Man movie game and it wasn't terrible back on the 360. So, cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
We got a blog post from Sony this week talking a bit more about the PlayStation VR2 and also confirming that PSVR1 games will not work on PSVR2. So it is not backwards compatible.
Interesting. Okay.
At this point, developers are going to have to kind of come up with a patch to make it compatible with PSVR2. It is sounding like the hardware is so different enough, the controllers are different enough, which the controllers I can definitely see because they were retrofitting Move controllers for the first one. Whereas this one, they were like, let's make an actual VR controller that people want to use, as opposed to just trying to get rid of this warehouse of Move controllers. So some developers have come out and said, yes, they're working on it. The Moss developer, for example, has said that they're going to work on a patch for that. But I'm sure there will be plenty of PSVR1 games that are like too small for the developers to be like, it is not worth time for us.
Yeah.
And then I bet there will also be some that will just re-release like a new version and charge for it again.
Yeah, that's what I was
call like the remastered version, and now it has better graphics because of course it does. It's the PSVR2.
Yeah.
But who knows? I'm sure the ones that like are important, like Beat Saber, they'll do the work to get that retrofitted.
Yeah.
Just before we went live, Steam announced, and it's already up and going, real-time weekly Steam charts.
Okay.
They're called. So if you can just go to store.steampower.com/charts, and you get in real time, kind of like NPD numbers of what's going on at Steam right now.
Okay.
I can tell you the number one top-selling game is Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Followed by Slime Rancher 2.
Yeah, because that just came out. Cyberpunk being on there, like, that just reminds me I want to watch that Netflix show.
That Netflix show, I have been hearing good things. It's on my list of stuff I should download for my flight.
Cool. Yeah, I want to watch that too. Apex, it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, there's no surprise here, honestly.
Yeah. Just good to see. These numbers are interesting, and they're always kind of like weirdly hidden.
Yeah.
And people have to kind of do their own work to figure it out. So nice that Steam is just showing it on their own.
Yeah, it's nice that it's actually just in here instead of like live charts or steamcharts.com or like these random third-party aggregates.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, it's nice that they're doing it. I like it.
We got an announcement that a teaser trailer for the Super Mario Bros. Movie will come out on October 4th.
October 6th at 4 p.m.
Sorry. October 6th at 4 p.m. Eastern. You're right. During New York Comic Con.
Great.
Chris Pratt has tweeted that it's great. The teaser trailer. So take that for whatever that means.
Great. Well, we'll see.
I guess I will watch the YouTube video when I'm abroad.
Yeah.
Ted Lasso is going to be in FIFA 2023.
Motherfucker, they did it. I'm looking at Ted Lasso in FIFA right
now. His mustache is there. You got all your favorite characters in weird digital glory. Roy Kent. Sam's there. Ted Lasso's there. I'm assuming if you pick... So AFC Richmond, the team from the show, is going to be in the game. I'm assuming if you select them as the team you're playing or playing against, Ted will just be on the side, shouting quips. That's my guess, because he's not going to be playing. He doesn't play the sport in the show. So I'm assuming it's going to be like a Statler and Waldorf-esque commentary on the side, but instead of being mean and hurtful, he's saying like motivational quotes to you or talking about biscuits.
It's probably going to be like if the ball goes out, it'll like cut as if like a broadcast cut while they're like setting up to him just like waving his arms around or something.
It'll be like, I'm as mad as Trent Krim, the Independent. Remember that?
Yeah, it's just nothing but references. Yeah,
it's gonna be him being like, "How is that a foul? No, really, tell me. I don't know this game. Remember that episode?" This is the most I've talked about FIFA in probably forever. Ever. Yep. I am looking forward to that third season. I hope it's better than the second one.
Yeah, me too.
Twitch came out with a controversial new update where they are switching their 50-50 revenue split to a 70-30 in favor of Twitch.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't read this then. Hold on. Because we knew that they were going... People 70-30 was going down to 50-50. And now... Oh, okay. This is that, right? That we're talking about? We talked about this with John, specifically, even.
So they're doing the split. I guess it's mostly going to be hitting people who make over 100,000 a year.
It's after the 100. So everybody will get their 70-30 up until they hit $100,000 in per annum. And then from there, anything they make on top will be 50-50. And that is only on the subscriber revenue. That won't include other stuff. And then, of course, that's how they're going to phase it out, because eventually people are going to have to re-sign their partnership things. And then from there on out, I'm sure those partnership agreements will all just be 50-50 eventually.
So this is in favor of Twitch for like they're saying, it's not going to affect the majority of their partners, the people who stream on Twitch.
Right.
But you also have to remember that Twitch also gets the majority of its money from that minority at the top.
Right.
So it is still a win for Twitch. There's this weird quote where the person who made the announcement goes, "When we first established a 50-50 revenue split, it was to signal that we're in this together." Which implies, so we're no longer in this together. Why would you write this? It is weird. I've been seeing a lot of people really question if they should go to YouTube.
Twitch is on fire right now. I'm not going to get into reasons why, but there is a lot of shit going on, so this is just kind of more fuel on that fire. If people are interested in weird drama and stuff, there's a lot to read right now. You can go Google Twitch. Go have fun. But yes, honestly, this kind of makes a little bit of sense. We know, like, Twitch has been public about they don't make a lot of money, honestly, and Amazon is they're kind of a loss leader for Amazon, apparently. And I think Amazon is starting to collect and be like, listen, we know that you're doing good stuff. You have to start fucking making us money, though. Like, we got to stop paying for server costs at a loss here. And I'm guessing that's what they're doing, because they're pushing the ad stuff harder. They're going into this. I think they're trying to get back a bunch of money that they've been down for a while now.
Well, I mean, just that in general doesn't put a great taste in my mouth when Amazon is saying you need to make us more money, and you're Amazon.
Right, but Twitch and Amazon, they're partnered, but like, and Amazon owns
they're not partnered.
them.
Amazon owns them, so they're not a partner. It is
right, but they're a department of Amazon.
Our money now.
Yeah, no, exactly. So they're wasting a lot of money on. They see they're wasting money on Twitch, and Twitch isn't sustaining itself or making them profits. Probably is what I'm assuming is going on.
Well, here's my assumption. I bet Twitch is making a profit.
Yeah, but not enough.
Otherwise, not enough. Exactly, not enough of one. And whereas Amazon is like, we could squeeze harder to boost that profit, which is just capitalism at its finest, because you're Amazon, you have money in the bank. Like, this isn't a scenario where Amazon's like, look, guys, we got to tighten our belts because it's going to be a cold winter.
Oh, no. Nothing like that.
I could use a second yacht. So why don't you guys tighten your belts a little bit so that a little bit more comes my way?
Yeah, probably. I mean, welcome to business. I don't know what you want me to say. That's every company is shitty that way.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's just capitalism.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah.
YouTube does it.
Capitalism works.
YouTube has been doing it. So, yeah, it's unfortunate.
Good luck to all the Twitch streamers who make their livelihood streaming.
I think if you're making $100,000 a year, you'll be fine. But yes.
Sure. True. Let's do some questions.
Yeah.
topdownperspective@gmail.com is the email address if you'd like to send a question in. Otherwise, you can also do it through Twitter @TDP Podcast, Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. Kevin writes, would you rather have a door that doesn't open or a door that doesn't close?
Yeah, I couldn't make up my mind on this.
Wait, really? I think this is super easy.
Oh, a door that doesn't open? Is that what you're thinking?
Door that doesn't close. What are you talking about? I can still use I can still, like, if my hallway door doesn't open, I now can't get to
stuck.
half of my apartment.
Yeah, you have to jump out the window or something.
I mean, if we're talking about like the front door, like the access to my apartment, that's a different story. But if we're talking about any single door within my apartment, if it doesn't open, I no longer get that square footage. And even now, I think like the only door that I close in my apartment is the bathroom door. The rest are always open, because why would I need to close them?
Yeah. The thing is that if there's an apartment door that doesn't close, that apartment's fucking useless. And that's kind of what I was thinking, is that it's like a main door. If it's just like a bathroom door or something, yeah, then obviously it's like, okay, just don't walk in on me when I'm in the bathroom. Done.
Well, here's the other thing. Like, if the front door can't open, the apartment is also useless.
Yeah.
So it's useless either way. At least if the door was open fully, I can come and go, and maybe I can come up with another way of like putting some security on that hole in the wall. Versus if it doesn't open, I either can't get in ever, or I can't leave and I die.
Yeah. All right, Rasterman7 writes, what's the longest time you've stayed without sleep and for what purpose? 30-something hours and work/insomnia.
30-something hours, and because I was a kid and watching a New Year's Eve anime marathon.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, why not?
Sure.
But it is. I think other than that, like, I never have done all-nighters. I'm a huge proponent of going to sleep early, and then I wake up early. Big fan of getting my sleep.
Of sleeping, yeah.
All right, where are we? Decoy Troy. What's an example of a game where someone on the dev team clearly went much harder than they needed to? My example was always Tim Follin going all out on the theme to Pictionary for the NES.
Much harder.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess the easy answer would be something with the music because it's so like an isolated thing versus like it's hard to point out like a specific mechanic where I know only one person worked on this to make like. I don't think I have a great answer to this. I will say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a great answer.
I really respect that in Far Cry 2, there's sometimes just weapons that backfire or don't work, and like there's the whole fire physics was kind of amazing, where that fire will just like continuously spread across the land essentially and catch everything up if you're around it or whatever. Not necessarily great things that a lot of people loved, but you didn't have to make it. You didn't have to do that sort of stuff. That's kind of interesting when a game goes a little above and beyond.
Right. I mean, I Far Cry 2 specifically, I think because of what makes that game special is those unique things.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like a going real hard.
Yeah.
And also, definitely was not one person who did any of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, Far Cry 2 is a cool game for sure. Was this the same person? I'm just going to delete this one then.
Suku writes, what's the longest video game session you've had?
I don't think mine's going to be that long that I can think of. I don't do long game sessions. It's probably something around like 6 hours.
Yeah, just sitting here, probably 12 to 14, just sitting here.
No way. I've never done that.
Probably.
Also, are we allowing like if I get up and like have lunch and come back?
No, because I would
same session.
Then it's easily like I've done 8 hours, gone and had supper, and came back for another 6. Like that's no. I've definitely sat here for like 12 to 14 hours playing a game before.
Okay, there's absolutely no way I've done more than like 2 hours. Then, I eat a lot. Okay, what if you take a bathroom break? Is it the same session?
That I count, yeah, as the same session.
I feel like the eating should be the same session as long as you aren't like
eating at like your keyboard or something.
Yeah, like I'm thinking like, okay, I'm at the couch, I'm playing games for a while, I get up and I go into the kitchen. I'm in the, I had something in the toaster oven, so I made myself a sandwich. I'm back on the couch in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't agree, but I mean, I see the argument. Yeah, for sure. That's fine.
So you're not allowed to eat at all, or do you like? So what? How could you eat and still be in the same session?
No, my idea is that like I played a game and then forgot to eat or whatever, and then afterwards I'll go have my dinner or whatever.
Okay. So is there in your definition of this, is there a way to play forever without dying of starvation?
No, absolutely not.
No. So you just can't even eat. You can't even like one-hand it.
No, well, I mean, you stop the session. I just don't think.
What if I'm playing a game and then as I'm getting up to go into the kitchen for some food, I whip out my phone and start playing some threes. I'm playing threes while I'm doing it.
Now you're doing 2 sessions in my mind.
It has to be one game as well. You can't switch games.
Yeah, no. I think if you're like I'm picturing it as you're sitting down with a game and just doing a session to get
so that's a video game session. So if it's more than one game, is it a video games session?
I guess so. I don't know. Like if you're having like a game day, I wouldn't count that as one session of playing like 50 games or something. I guess.
Yeah, okay.
I'm basically thinking of like
this isn't. I would hate this. There's no
like
way
I'm thinking of it of like playing MMOs or something. It's easy. You lose like a whole like at least 8 to 10 hours.
Are you allowed to drink anything?
Yeah, I mean, you're having your water or whatever at your computer.
But you can't take your hand off the keyboard, so you have to like lean your
Oh,
head
no.
forward to the straw.
Yeah, no, it's just that you can't leave the computer because then you get yelled at by everybody that you're abandoning.
Okay.
So theoretically, if you wanted to eat at your computer, which I don't recommend, you could.
Right, but at the same time, I wouldn't recommend doing a 12-hour game session. So I think we're already throwing that out the window.
Yeah, for sure.
So you can eat. Okay, so what? So I'm just gonna try and push this to the extreme.
No,
you're at your
dude,
computer, you're doing an
you don't
MMO.
even have to. There are literally people who are like, "Yeah, I've been playing for 32 hours straight," and like just had like somebody bring me food.
But they must be eating.
No, yeah, they're eating at their thing or whatever, and then they'll take like a minute to go use the washroom or a few minutes to use the washroom. But like, there are definitely people that do that. They are crazy people.
So if I'm playing a game on my computer and I have like a burger beside me and
That's fine.
stop playing the game for 30 minutes to eat this burger, is that the same session?
Yeah, I think 30 minutes is a bit too long, but I see more of the argument.
Like I'm wondering at what point do I need to blend my sandwich down into a paste that I have to drink because of the weird stipulation to make sure that I am not breaking my game session?
Oh, that's when you can't talk on the thing, so you gotta sew your mouth shut. You gotta suck all your food in.
Just an IV. You gotta hook up an IV.
Yeah.
Where were we? Phantom Aegis. You must choose who will create an OST to your life. Which video game music composer will you have examples? Oh man, Yasunori Matsuda, Grant Kirkhope. There's my answer. Koji Kondo, etc.
Koji Kondo's a little too spectacular for what I do in my life. I gotta go with Akira Yamaoka. Just one of my favorites, and he just makes such nice moody music. I like it.
Okay, I think Grant Kirkhope would be fun.
He would be fun. Yep.
He can do a whole bunch of genres.
Yep.
But there's always going to be like a whimsy to it, and that's what I want.
Darren Korb from the chat is a great answer as well.
Andy Baranowski would be great.
Yeah, that's a great answer too. They're all a little too mythical and mystical for my daily life, but if you are a happy-go-lucky person and stuff, and you can go to a Grant Kirkhope OST, you definitely should. Agree.
The trombone champ composer.
That's on my list of shit to play. Yeah. I can't wait to get to that.
The new meme game, yeah.
Yeah. VGC Kenny writes, if Chris Evans could retroactively replace Tim Allen in everything he's done, do you think you would enjoy it? What type of question is this? All right. So
okay, so let's think. So like Home Improvement.
This is the Lightyear thing, right? Like this is why this is.
I see. Okay, you're right. I didn't think about that, but I'm just trying to think like what things would he be replacing, and it's like so Home Improvement. It'd be a sitcom with Chris Evans.
I don't want Chris Evans to be some weird, like, misogynistic, like, macho
that's the other thing. Is like, so Tim Allen is an asshole. So maybe that's why we need to replace him in history with Chris Evans. So I guess it is a net positive, right? Because we're gonna get less Tim Allen.
I don't know if we make Chris Evans a dickhole though, because of the roles he's portraying.
Well, I don't think Tim Allen became an asshole because he couldn't see Wilson's mouth one too many times.
I don't know.
In Home Improvement, he played Santa one too many times.
I don't. Okay, I know they're talking about media. They're saying retroactively replace Tim Allen and everything he's done. I don't want Chris Evans to like get arrested for dealing drugs to kids or whatever the fuck happened, where he was like a cocaine dealer.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a mugshot of Tim Allen. Yeah.
I always thought growing up that my dad looked pretty similar to Tim Allen.
I actually don't hate Tim Allen. I just think he's a moron. That nobody should listen to his opinions about anything. But like in the stuff he's been in, I don't like hate him or anything. I don't know that Chris Evans would make a good Santa.
So like, here's my thing is like, I think Chris Evans is too hot to play the roles that Tim Allen did.
Yeah, no, totally. You're totally right.
And it's probably because I've seen Tim Allen in those roles. And then when you swap it in, it's like, you're going from just like regular ass middle-aged white dude to like the specimen that is Captain America.
Right.
And it's like, This is, what are you doing here?
And Lucas Lee, the best ex of Ramona's.
And yeah, Chris Evans playing Santa seems odd.
Yeah, that doesn't fit.
Has
with
Chris
me.
Evans done any TV, or is that just beneath him at this point?
Oh, I
He must have
don't.
done some TV like growing up, right?
I'm guessing so. I'm trying. Okay. How do you think he would do in Galaxy Quest?
I haven't seen Galaxy Quest.
Oh, okay. I just looked.
That's a Buzz Lightyear like.
He wouldn't work at all in Wild Hogs.
Jesus Christ. I had left my head. So he has done some TV.
Oh, okay. He's done that, like...
Not a lot, though. Definitely not a lot.
He's done that weird Kinect game or whatever, that Xbox thing. I can't even remember what the hell that thing was called.
I'm supposed to be the one dropping that thing over and over again. That's right. Chris also did that Apple TV miniseries TV show, Defending Jacob. So he's done TV somewhat recently as well. Anyway,
okay.
I don't remember the name of it, but yes, it starred Chris Evans and Red Foo from LMFAO.
Yes, you're right. It did.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, okay, what I wanted to replace him? I guess not. No.
Yeah.
I don't have a reason to replace him other than like I could think of Tim Allen less. Growing up though, like without knowing it, I did enjoy the Santa Claus 1.
Yeah. I bet those movies are still okay. Like how bad could...
No, 2 is bad.
Are they?
3 is real bad. And I mean Martin Short's in it as like the evil winter person, so that's kind of nice. And I will say in the Santa Claus 3, they go back in time to the night Tim Allen kills Santa, and you get to see young Tim Allen, and it was like, oh yeah, Santa Claus 1 is a good movie. But then it goes back to Santa Claus 3, and they are coming out with a new Santa Claus movie. I don't know if it relates at all, but that is something that more people, I guess, need to know about.
Chris Evans doesn't seem like he could play a dad who is too preoccupied with his job for his son in Jungle to Jungle.
I think Chris Evans absolutely could play that role.
You think he could play Tim Allen?
A lot of his roles he's playing right now are just like an asshole. Did you see The Gray Man on Netflix?
No.
Oh, he's just a dick. He's just like an arrogant dick.
Intel discovered. Thank you. That's it.
That is the game. I have a feeling he's going out of his way to get those roles because he played Captain America, which is like the best boy you could be. And now he's like, and then immediately went into Knives Out, and he did Gray Man.
Dead right. Some gamers do not like it when they have earned an accolade or a reward for a task, and then developers make that task easier to complete in the future. What are your opinions on this?
Go touch grass.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really care. This is also like, I don't care about achievements. So like, I don't care about any of that shit.
I do care about achievements, but I don't I'm not going to go around and tell people about achievements because I understand nobody cares about achievements.
Let's say you work towards an achievement that's like really, really hard. You get it. You're like, sweet. And then a month later, it's like, oh yeah, we made it so you don't have to do like any of this shit anymore. You basically just have to show up, and then a bunch of people are like, oh hey, I got that achievement too. Are you kind of like, yeah, but you got it wrong, motherfucker. You did it the wrong way.
I mean, if someone does come to me and look, and he's like, hey, look, I got this achievement, then that would signal to me, it's like, okay, you have an interest in achievements to a point where I can have a conversation with you. And so I might be like, that's fine. You might be interested in knowing that they actually changed things up and made it like pretty easy. This is also me going out of my way to diminish whatever smaller accomplishment they just did in comparison to mine. But
yeah,
if the establishment has been made where they might actually want to talk and like learn about this, I'd be happy to have that conversation. But I'm not going to sit there.
I'd be happy to be like, I'm better than you.
They did it specifically for me, and they know they were just waiting for me to get it. And now it's for babies. Now they give it out to babies the minute they're born. They're like, here you go, you got an achievement for being a baby.
Oh man, so many people have achievements for being babies. It's absolutely insane. This fucking world is so unfair.
I'm just saying, like, if I ever get like that upset about an achievement, I need to get a new hobby.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't read this as like really upset people. It's just that people don't like it. Sure. I mean, people. There's a lot of things gamers, like quotation marks, don't like. So yeah, just
either way though, like you still know you did the hard thing. It can't take that away from you. Like
yeah.
So
I think the problem is when that's all you have. That's when you start getting like really mad about shit like that. Where it's just like, I beat it deathless though. I beat it deathless though.
If that's all you have, you need to go touch grass.
There's a problem. Yeah, you should actually get help. Yeah.
Linebeck writes, have you ever been told a spoiler for a game only to find out later that the spoiler was completely fake? What is this scenario?
No, that's never happened to me.
This is a, like, my uncle works at Nintendo and told me that if you hit down 8,000 times in this one spot, you can play as Wario.
Yeah, no, people have lied to me for sure. Like, that's a thing. People have just straight up lied to me. But no, nobody's ever told me a spoiler to, like, throw me off or something, really.
Like, yeah, like, I'm trying to think, what is the most, like, earnest spoiler? Like, someone comes up being like, oh, guess what? This person dies. And you're like, what? Come on, man. You knew I was, like, an hour away from that moment. Damn. So I'm going to play it 1 hour and 15 minutes later. Wait, that never even happened. And then the person's like twirling their mustache.
Oh, right. No, they're totally... somebody said in the chat about The Last of Us. I can't remember if it was that or something else, but I remember there was some game or something where there was just a bunch of fake spoilers going around to, like, throw people off of what might be the true, like, thing. I guess it was
someone came up to you and was like, did you know in The Last of Us there are no giraffes at all? And you're like, damn, that was shit.
Yeah.
Then when you see a giraffe, you're like, oh, it's like, oh, thank you. You made it even that much better.
I start sparkling. Yeah. No, I definitely remember there was something where, like, I guess a PR move was just throwing out a bunch of, like, random shit that could or couldn't happen as, like, to throw you off. And I always found that funny because I think that's literally something that happens in The Office where Michael Scott gives away a secret that somebody told him, and then he just starts spreading around a bunch of other secrets.
Yeah, you're right. It absolutely is. Yeah.
Which I always was like, yes, the Michael Scott defense. Very clever.
Last question from Hebrew Lantern. What fictional character would have the most successful OnlyFans account?
Oh, Samus, Zero Suit Samus, specifically Bayonetta. How many girls do you want me to name?
I got this beat. This is the right answer. Whenever you see, like, the Ask Reddit threads of, like, who's the fictitious character you want to get with most, it is always Mystique.
Okay, somebody said Widowmaker in chat, and that is also a great answer. Widowmaker is another big name.
Mystique is like wishing for more wishes. It is the cheat code.
True. Okay, I gotta stop reading chat. That's just breaking my brain now. Any female character though, like, generally, will be fine.
Any character that has feet?
Yeah, as long as they're, like, good feet. Bowsette probably do very good.
I don't think they need to be good feet. I mean, I don't know. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you what kind of feet, but I have a feeling you don't need to have good feet.
Yeah.
Whatever a good foot is.
I guess I'm
not that guy, okay?
I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, I guess.
You want to hope that there's some quality control there.
There's some feet quality control, yeah.
If you would like to send a question for next week, it is topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. Paul, what's your game of the week?
Metal Hellsinger.
And mine is going to be Desta, The Memories Between. If you are a patron, you already heard, but Splatoon 3 is going to be next month's game, so get excited for an episode all about that. And right after this, we are going to be going live shortly with our TDP Plus episode about Tinykin. So stay tuned or wait for the archive for that. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.